Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry has resigned amid escalating gang violence in the country. This was also announced by the head of the Caribbean community, Guyanese President Irfan Ali. Last month, Henry traveled to Kenya to sign a security deal. This will secure international help to fight the gangs within Haiti. However, a sharp uptick in violence during his absence left him unable to return home. Meanwhile, the US has said that it will contribute $100 million to help Haiti fight the gangs. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced this during the CARICOM conference in Jamaica. The proposed US contribution to the International Security Force now stands at $300 million. In addition to this, the US will contribute a further $33 million for humanitarian aid. Nigerian soldiers are trying to hunt down the armed kidnappers who carried out mass abductions in Kaduna state. Last week, around 300 children were kidnapped from a school shortly after their morning assembly. Reports say that the Nigerian Army's Kaduna-based division is leading the investigation. The soldiers are reportedly backed by local police, the intelligence agency and the Air Force. The Israeli army says that it may have killed Hamas's deputy military leader Marwan Issa in airstrikes in Gaza. However, the army is yet to confirm the killing. The Israeli Defense Forces say that they are verifying reports to check if Issa has been killed. If his death is confirmed, Issa will be the highest-ranking Hamas official killed by Israel. The Yemen-based Houthi group fired missiles at a container ship in the Red Sea. 2 anti-ship ballistic missiles were fired at the ship called Pinocchio. However, reports say they did not hit the vessel. Meanwhile, American and British forces hit port cities and small towns in western Yemen. About 17 airstrikes were reported in the country. At least 11 people were killed and 14 were injured in the attacks. Italian police have arrested 3 Palestinians based in central Italy. Police say that they were planning attacks in an unspecified country. The 3 Palestinians have been charged with criminal conspiracy for terrorism. They face a jail term of up to 15 years. In India, the government implemented the contentious Citizenship Amendment Act or CAA yesterday. The law came into effect 4 years after it was passed in Parliament. It aims to provide citizenship to non-Muslim migrants from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan. In 2019, nationwide protests broke out after the law was passed, with many opposition politicians calling the law discriminatory. Meanwhile, the Chief Minister of the Indian state of Haryana has resigned. Manohar Lal Khattar and his cabinet tendered their resignation this morning. This comes after cracks appeared in Khattar's Bharatiya Janata Party's alliance with the Janayak Janata Party. Reports say that the differences likely came over seat sharing for the upcoming general elections. French President Emmanuel Macron met with the Prime Minister Greta Thunberg in Paris yesterday. During the meeting, Macron reaffirmed France's relationship with Thailand. The Thai PM also held meetings with several French business groups to encourage investments in Thailand. Thunberg is seeking to make Thailand a regional hub in various sectors ranging from hospitality to space. Russia is being held responsible for the death of the prominent opposition leader Alexi Navalny. This is according to the UN Special Rapporteur of Human Rights in Russia. Last month, Navalny died after collapsing in the Arctic prison where he was serving a jail term of 30 years. The UN official has also raised an alarm regarding other detainees in Russia. South Korea's foreign ministry has confirmed that one of its citizens has been arrested in Russia. It added that the South Korean consulate has been providing assistance for their return. Earlier in the day, reports said that a man named Baekwon-soon was detained on charges of spying. Former US President Donald Trump has asked a court overseeing his hush money payments trial to delay the case. That is, until the US Supreme Court finishes reviewing his claim of presidential immunity in a separate case. This comes as criminal proceedings over his alleged hush money payments cases are set to begin on March 25th. Trump has been accused of paying at least $130,000 to adult movie star Stormy Daniels to prevent her from speaking publicly about their decade-old sexual encounter ahead of his 2016 presidential run. Argentina has decided to deploy its federal security forces in Santa Fe in response to a recent upsurge in drug violence. Argentina's security minister and Santa Fe's governor announced the details of a crisis committee set up by the government yesterday. They said troops from 4 federal forces will begin arriving to combat what they call narco-terrorism. In climate news, violent storms brought heavy rainfall and strong winds in southern France over the weekend. Authorities say at least 5 people have been killed due to the storm so far. Meanwhile, rescue workers are trying to find several missing people, including 2 children. The death toll in Indonesia's floods has risen to 26, while 6 others are still missing. Flash floods and landslides triggered by heavy rainfall have hit Sumatra Island. Rains have submerged 9 districts and cities in the province of West Sumatra. More than 37,000 houses and buildings have also been submerged in the province. Meanwhile, a new report showed that Indonesia underreported its methane emissions caused by its coal mining activities. London-based climate think tank Ember said that Indonesia's methane pollution due to coal mining is 8 times higher than official figures. Methane is the second largest contributor to global warming after carbon dioxide. This winter was the hottest in the history of the US. This is according to America's National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Between December and February, the average temperature in 48 US states was 3.1 degrees Celsius. Scientists say that the temperatures in the US remained high due to the ongoing El Niño weather pattern. Several climate activists, including Greta Thunberg, protested outside the Swedish Parliament yesterday. They blocked access to 2 entrances of the Parliament building. The protest was aimed at drawing attention to the ongoing climate crisis. Thunberg said people are being killed as a result of the climate crisis, which needs to come to an end. The UK's Prince William warned that this decade is critical to deal with the climate crisis. He also said that people should work together to set the planet on a healthier path. Prince William was speaking at the launch event of a climate solutions platform called the Earthshot Prize Launchpad. The online platform connects innovators and investors to collaborate and find ways to protect the environment. Scientists in Australia's Queensland are building an artificial roost for endangered bird species. This will encourage the birds to rest and feed without any human disturbance. The move comes as the expansion of cities and towns threatens the natural habitat of birds. Scientists are hoping that the artificial roost will become a comfortable home for the birds. On to business and tech news. At least 50 people were injured on a Latam Airlines Boeing jet after it experienced major turbulence mid-air. A passenger on board the flight told the media that the jet just dropped abruptly mid-flight and people were thrown out of their seats, hitting the roof of the plane. The flight was carrying 263 passengers and 9 cabin crew members. Meanwhile, a report says that Boeing 737 MAX production processes failed 33 of 89 tests conducted by the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration. The FAA was auditing the 737 MAX production process after a door panel blowout incident in January. The report also noted that the plane maker's supplier, Spirit Aerosystems, failed 7 of 13 FAA tests. Chinese smartphone maker Xiaomi has announced the launch date of its first electric vehicle, the SU7 sedan. The firm has said that it will start delivery of the vehicle in China on March 28th. Xiaomi has said that sales will be carried out through 59 stores across 29 Chinese cities. Ford Motors will pay $365 million to settle a tax evasion case in the US. The firm is accused of undervaluing hundreds of thousands of its Transit Connect vehicles. The US Justice Department says that Ford imported over 160,000 Transit Connect vehicles between 2009 and 2013. The car maker allegedly paid low duties on these imports by undervaluing the cars. The fine settles the case against the firm, even as it has not admitted any liability in the case. American meat packer Tyson Foods is closing down a pork processing plant in the U.S. state of Iowa. The firm has said that the plant's 1,200 workers will be laid off. Tyson Foods has been struggling with slowing demand for some of its products. It has also announced the closures of 6 U.S. chicken plants in the last 1 year. The cosmetics firm The Body Shop has filed for bankruptcy in the US and Canada. It is reportedly shutting down all of its stores in the US. The firm is also closing some of its stores in Canada. The move risks about 400 jobs. This comes a month after The Body Shop's parent firm announced insolvency in the UK. HSBC is reportedly planning to recruit about 50 bankers for its US operations. This comes as the banking giant plans to expand its lending business in the country. The firm plans to increase lending to the tech startups in Silicon Valley. It will primarily focus on business in the technology and healthcare sector. Elon Musk has said that his artificial intelligence firm xAI will open source the chatbot Grok. This means developers will now have access to the code behind the AI chatbot. The AI chatbot Grok was launched last November to a small group of users. The European Commission has violated the EU's privacy laws by using Microsoft software. This is according to the EU's privacy watchdog, the European Data Protection Supervisor. The regulatory body has said that the Commission failed to provide suitable safeguards for personal data, which were being transferred outside the EU. The regulator has asked the European Commission to halt data being transferred to Microsoft by December 9th this year. Meanwhile, the UK's financial regulator has said that it will allow the creation of cryptocurrency-related products. This includes Bitcoin and Ethereum-backed exchange-traded notes or ETNs. ETNs are unsecured debt securities or bonds issued by a bank. The regulator's announcement yesterday helped push Bitcoin over the $72,000 mark for the first time ever. Moving to sports. In cricket, Indian pacer Mohammad Shami is set to miss the T20 World Cup this year. India's cricket board has said that he will be back in action only in September. This means he most likely won't be playing the World Cup that starts in June. Shami, who recently underwent a surgery, has not played cricket since the ODI World Cup last year. Meanwhile, India's cricket board also said Rishabh Pant can play the T20 World Cup. The board secretary said, and I quote, "If he can play the World Cup for us." Pant, who has been off the field since a horrific accident in December 2022, is all set to make a comeback at the IPL 2024. Mitchell Marsh is expected to lead Australia in the upcoming T20 World Cup. Head coach Andrew McDonald backed the all-rounder to take up the role ahead of Pat Cummins. Marsh has been leading Australia unofficially since the retirement of Aaron Finch. The T20 World Cup starts from June 1st. In football, Chelsea beat Newcastle United 3-2 in the Premier League earlier today. Cole Palmer was the star of the show for the Blues. He contributed with an assist in the first goal and netted the second. Chelsea are 11th in the table, 1 point behind Newcastle. Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr crashed out of the AFC Champions League yesterday. The match between Al Nassr and Al Ain featured 7 goals and a red card. Al Nassr overturned a 1-0 first leg deficit to win 4-3, but the match ended 4-all on aggregate. Ronaldo's side then lost 3-1 on penalties to Al Ain in the quarter-finals. In tennis, men's world number 1 Novak Djokovic crashed out of the Indian Wells. He was stunned by Italian Luca Nardi, who entered the main draw as a lucky loser. Nardi notched the biggest win of his career by beating Djokovic 6-4, 3-6, 6-3. He is also the 4th lowest ranked player to beat a reigning world number 1 at a Masters 1000 tournament. Women's world number 2 Aryna Sabalenka is through to the last 16 of the Indian Wells. She beat Great Britain's Emma Raducanu 6-3, 7-5 in the third round. Sabalenka, last year's runner-up, took 95 minutes to beat Raducanu. This was the first meeting between the players. Women's world number 3, Coco Gauff of the US, also reached the last 16 at Indian Wells. She knocked off Italy's Lucia Bronzetti 6-2, 7-6 in straight sets yesterday. The world number 3 struggled early on but saved 10 of the 11 break points. It extended Gauff's winning streak in the United States to 18 matches. India's Vishnu Sarabanan sailed to victory at the Europa Cup 2024 in Spain. The Indian sailor won gold in the men's one-person dinghy ILCA 7 event. Saravanan topped the 91-boat race with 17 net points. He also secured a Paris 2024 Olympics quota for India earlier this year. Indian weightlifter Mira Banu will train in Paris ahead of the 2024 Olympics. Her proposal to train was accepted by the Mission Olympic Cell. Chanu will also be accompanied by 2 coaches and a physiotherapist. The former world champion hasn't formally secured a quota for Paris 2024 yet, though. In entertainment news, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's daughter North West has announced her debut album. The 10-year-old's album is titled Elementary School Dropout. A video of the announcement has also been shared on social media. It features North and Kanye, with Kanye wearing a mask and his signature all-black ensemble. K-pop and BTS star V will soon release his digital single called Friends. This first look and 2 teasers of the single have been released on the official social media platforms. Both the teasers run 35 seconds long and show V spending his time alone. The song is scheduled to release on the 15th of March. Britain's Princess Kate Middleton has apologized for editing a family photo that stirred a massive controversy yesterday. This comes after the photo was recalled by several news agencies over concerns of it being manipulated. Issuing a public apology, Kate said that she was experimenting with photo editing. The picture featuring Kate and her 3 children was released by the Kensington Palace on Sunday. Oscars host Jimmy Kimmel has revealed that he was asked not to read Donald Trump's criticism of the show on stage. In a social media post, Trump said that the award show was disjointed, boring, and unfair. The former US president also called Kimmel the worst host ever. Responding live, Kimmel asked whether it was time for Trump to go to jail. Actor Al Pacino's brief appearance on the Oscars stage has sparked a massive controversy. The actor announced the winner of the Best Picture award but chose not to name the nominees. He has now issued a statement saying the decision to omit nominees was of the show producers. According to reports, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce secretly attended Madonna's Oscars after party yesterday. The couple rushed to the party just hours after flying back from Singapore. This is reportedly their first major Hollywood event together. The pair is yet to make their red carpet debut. This year, 4 Hollywood couples made their debut on the Oscars red carpet. Newlyweds Chris Evans and Alba Baptista arrived at the Vanity Fair Oscars party together. Singers Tova Bird and Renee Rapp confirmed their rumored romance at the after-party. Actor Justin Theroux and Nicole Bryden Bloom also walked the red carpet together for the first time. Meanwhile, singer Sabrina Carpenter and actor Barry Keoghan posed separately but next to each other. The 96th Academy Awards broadcast drew its largest TV audience since 2020. The Oscar ceremony attracted 19.5 million viewers on the ABC network. This is an increase of 4.3% from last year's ceremony. This year, the Academy Awards tried to boost their viewership by nominating more popular films for the Best Picture award. The first night of the NAACP Image Awards was virtually held yesterday. Usher was named the Outstanding Male Artist, while Her won the Outstanding Female Artist award. Meanwhile, Megan Thee Stallion won the trophy for Outstanding Hip-Hop/Rap Song for Cobra. The 3-day virtual award show is being hosted by actor Cleo Thomas. American singer and songwriter Eric Kman has died at the age of 74. In an official statement, his wife Amy said that Kman passed away in his sleep over the weekend. Kman rose to fame with the pop group Raspberries and later established himself as a solo artist. He was best known for his hit songs All By Myself and Hungry Eyes.